from the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak, or the fat slob, is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hey, look at us. We did it again. Another 7 days around the sun. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name's Tom Green. I'm right there. Look at that. Look at that. Right there. That's my name. Welcome, everybody in the chat, the Erotic Eric Fontaine Fan Club, aka the chat. I'm so glad we made it to Tuesday. I see all sorts of great folks in the chat. Refs as Wizards, everybody's friend Jonathan Mayer, Matt P3000, Bam Dog is here. No, you stick it, Brenticus Maximus, Chip Sanity is here, Will Scott, LJH is here, of course, B. Clark for Dark. I see, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Brian Dermody, Irish Indy 18. Hey, welcome, glad to have you here. No, Matt P already said you, but I will say you again. The Overmetals here, DMP, Sean Drox. So many great folks are here. Shivenhaven, love that. So, I'm happy. Hey, Brian Turner from Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Probably the only one of us who's actually taken a chokeslam from Sid. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. So glad to have everybody here. Tonight here, we are here to have fun, watch some wrestling. It's not an official Sid tribute show. I don't have like 2 hours of Sid, but let's have fun for Sid. Sid rules, Sid forever. Before we get into things, just wanted to let everybody know, if you have not done so already, check out Between the Sheets this week. David Bixenspan and Chris Zellner's very great wrestling historical podcast, where they take a look at a week in history in the newsletters, break it down, dissect it, etc. And their ghost, their guest was me. This guy, this kid right here. We looked at the this week in the year 1996, including maybe one of the most racist things I've ever seen somebody do on a wrestling show, or at least a televised major one, where Mean Gene tells Juventud Guerrero to shut up to his face because he's speaking Spanish. Holy shit, it's bad. We also fantasy book what would happen if Jerry Flynn were to be brought into the Blood Run Cold group. It's wild. It's a great time. Very long podcast. I'm on at the beginning for the WCW part. I'm on at the end for the WWF part, but there's a lot of good stuff in the middle about Japan, ECW, etc. So it's a great time. Go check out that podcast. It's on any podcatcher you shall darn well please. But without any further ado, I don't know why I had to say without 3 times. I've been working a lot tonight. I did some emergency editing on a deep cut short that I'm putting out tomorrow, because somebody reminded me of a really good story about Sid, so I wanted to get that out into the world tomorrow. So that's going to be out tomorrow. Right now, let's get to Power Hour from August of 1993. Let's go. As I just of course. We're good. Death Row should have been Blood Runs Cold. Death Row. Hey, Skilba. Not right now at the moment. I'm kind of a control freak when it comes to editing and producing my stuff. Maybe in the future, if I ever become like a Mr. Beast type. But thank you for the offer.
New World Tag Team Champions. We'll talk more about that later on. A new World Television Champion in Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and a lot of big surprises.
Done Eric and Larry. Look at the great tie Larry has on here in the WCW control room.
I told you before it was Hawk the Road Warrior.
You said it was Animal. I heard.
I said it was a Road Warrior, but I didn't tell you.
Hell yeah! If I were to have a ghost
Speaking of
kitchen,
Dustin Rhodes and his tag team partner,
I'd just rent out like
let's go down to the ring. See Dustin
old
Rhodes
buildings
and
that had
Tommy
like
Lawrence and Shanghai Pierce.
can't even think of the place now. I'll get back to it. Look at that WCW banner. That thing's beautiful. There's Larry's closet, if he still has any of that stuff. Hey, Drew Throws, thank you so much for the follow. Make the follow. I'd follow these guys into the dark. It's Toots, Tex Lassinger and Shanghai Pierce. Verified friends and fans of the YouTube channel. Old Tex and Shanghai. I have it on good authority that they watch my stuff. So hello, Dennis and Mark. Oops. All right. Charlie Norris and Dustin Rhodes, who I am ashamed that I did not realize this earlier, but Charlie Norris is technically Chuck Norris. I didn't realize that until I put up the short I did on Charlie Norris a few months ago, and like half of the comments are like, wait, his name's Chuck Norris? I'm like, oh, I guess it is. So yeah, we got Dustin Rhodes, Charlie Norris, who are freaking huge, by the way. They're bigger than Tex and Shanghai. And yeah, that Dustin Rhodes jacket.
He's some kind of an Indian.
Some kind of an American Indian. I don't know. He was from Oklahoma, though, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, or is from Oklahoma. As we take a look at Tex and Shanghai.
Texas!
In this tag team event, two Texans who certainly have garnered...
Shout out to Dustin Rhodes working in Wembley Stadium the other day.
Texans Shanghai, aren't pretty, but they're effective in there. Now,
Dustin
Rhodes, Charlie
doing
Norris,
Canadian Destroyers, holding 2 Ring of Honor title belts right now, which is pretty freaking dope in my opinion.
This could be awkward for these two guys, against an experienced tag team.
All In was a hell of a show. I loved it. Danielson and Swerve is already I think it's one of the all-time great matches.
It's more of a statement than a question.
Or the guy in the hood, that is old Shanghai Pierce, a.k.a. Mark Canterbury, a.k.a. Henry Godwin.
Back to a corner, and the mask man complained about Dustin hanging on the mask already.
I don't know if it was the mask or the hair.
Conan did post the Gold Dust segment. I love the story behind that. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Andy Richter, huge wrestling fan, Wrestling Observer subscriber, by the way. He was sent to a WWF house show by the producers, and he's like, just pick a guy. WWF wants to get somebody on. Just pick one of these guys, and we'll get him on here. And the WWF was pushing for Shawn. They really wanted Shawn on late night, and Andy, to his credit's like, no, Gold Dust is where the magic's at.
Too many kung fu movies.
Hey, Rough Rider. I don't believe there are any Sid matches. I had kind of had everything put together beforehand, so unfortunately I couldn't move a whole lot of stuff around. I did make like a makeshift Sid tribute that we aired at the beginning before we went live. So, but yeah. Paige, we're living for Sid.
Like the Lone Ranger.
Yes, this is Midian and Henry Godwin. Henry and Phineas. Southern Justice.
Very intense individual. You can see that when you look at the
I hope the Conan YouTube channel puts up the Yokozuna one. It's on YouTube in like VHS quality, but it's really good. Oh, he got Dustin right in here. Brother.
Over the top, flip-flop, fly elbow, and out goes Shanghai Pierce.
But Dustin is flying around here, dude. He's bigger than Tex or Shanghai. And Tex and Shanghai were super heavyweights.
This is a tag team match. If you get frustrated in there with an opponent, tag the
He's just a big freaking dude. Who was the last guy in wrestling I would want to accidentally stiff? And right now it's those Creed brothers, I would say. They seem strong enough to like even pick up my fat ass and just fling me. Yes, casual villainy. Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce are so freaking good. Yes, Brian, my pal Rob Paspani, sometimes a viewer of the stream, and Tommy Blancha, Tales from the Attitude Era. It's a really good podcast.
Get the big men down on the mat. That's where you can hook them. That's where you can hold them down. Let them use their energy to fight out. Get the big men off their feet.
Charlie Norris, for those of you who didn't get to see my short, he came from the PWA in Minnesota, where, among other wrestlers, Jerry Lynn, the Lightning Kid, and the Hater of Off the Grid fame all came from. Wade Keller would not shut the fuck up about him, so he got a job.
I tell you, once Rhodes gets
Tex and Shanghai were both pretty decent. Like they're better than I think they historically get credit for.
Once again down to the arm. Driving now.
Like they were a fine team. I mean, if you listen to the smart fan narrative at the time, because you know they were big and they didn't fly around and do the junior heavyweight style, they were trash. No, they were fine. They were totally fine. We've watched a couple decent Tex and Shanghai matches on here. I feel like a few months ago we watched a pretty good one on Saturday night.
He's got the hammerlock on, but still, Tex Slazenger, he's a bigger man, he's taller. Best advice, get the man back to the mat.
Yeah, I agree. Us watching these shows back, I think, changes the narrative on a lot of these guys. And I'm glad to.
Charlie Norris, nicely done. Native American.
Taker took in Mabel, not Midian, into the Ministry of Darkness. Mabel broke his face in like '95 with the big leg drop, giant ass.
Also this weekend on TBS and on Saturday night, as well as the main event, information about Fall Brawl.
Yeah, Center Stage loved Tex, including my good pal Dave Wills. Hello, Dave. Well, Scott Hudson, Stephen Prazak, John Horton, other friends of the account. Stephen J. Neptune, man, I have seen that. It was not the Slammies, though. It was the Cauliflower Alley Club convention, where Andy Richter went and asked everybody who they were voting for. And Jimmy Snuka had no fucking idea that we not only who was running, but that we have elections with the president, that there is a president. I don't even know if he knew he was in America.
But Dustin is in no man's land now. Double team coming here.
No Man's Land. That'd be a great name for that team. They should have been called No Man's Land.
Into the far side.
I've heard that about Jimmy. I never had it confirmed, so I don't want to perpetuate the rumor, but I have heard that about Jimmy. Yes, Scola.
In command of this match. In command with the
Who are you voting for, Mr. Snuka? Good memories, brother.
Shoulder that time. Dustin did
I will say I've been rewatching some 93 WCW lately. Jimmy Snuka as like a crazy, intense heel really worked. Like, it's a shame he never got to do that on a big stage. Also a shame that he murdered that one. Snuka attempted to vote for Don Morocco, yes. I think Snuka was a citizen.
Watching his partner here basically double team, but actually a nice teamwork move.
Look at this, like, perfectly good double team move. Again, and for guys that size,
that's what I meant earlier about the tag team.
They're moving. Yeah, those ECW shows from '93 are fucking weird. I just posted, if you follow me on Twitter, And if so, get the fuck off Twitter. It's wasting all of our brains. I also posted on my threads because we're trying to make threads work. It probably won't, but we're trying. A commercial I found on a ECW show from '93 where a rub and tug joint got ad time. Got ECW to produce a commercial where ECW fans, if you came in and said, "Hey, I watch ECW," you'd get a rub and tug for $40 from the all-female staff, as they really emphasized. Yeah, Dennis, Tex and Shanghai both look in really good shape here. And this is another one, kind of like the one we watched a couple months ago, where if you put this on paper, a match like this I think it's been 10 minutes now almost. I don't know about that. This isn't bad. Part of it is, Dustin's in there the whole time. The rub and tug place, the massage parlor that from the ECW commercial was next door to Todd Gordon's Carver W. Reed location. Yeah, right next door. I think I read 73 prostitutes have been arrested from that place since 1993. Also, I love this. That is a very fun variation on the leverage bit. If you have a rope, just throw it in the ring. Right over Randy Anderson's head. It's close enough that you're like, Randy, look. But technically, he wouldn't really be looking where they're pulling. So. Exactly, like TK Bomber said, you don't see the rope shaking because they're using their own rope. This is a fun match. I'm enjoying this. We're having fun so far. There we go. Bulldog variation.
Goes down in a desperation move by the Natural, but Dustin needs, as you said, Larry, to make this tag here.
Yeah, he's got to make a tag now. Shanghai's a fresh man.
Also, is it just me, or is the canvas kind of loose? Kind of bunching up. Hey, PJ. How's it going?
Well, the best we can give you right now.
Come on, Charlie.
So here again, here's
gonna bite his finger.
Got him in the corner. See Charlie Norris, the young guy, he's getting frustrated, but he's got to get back in that corner. You cannot lose emotional control here. And Dustin, of course, has got the tag more than ever.
But he's in the wrong corner, but he's still fighting out. Once again, the Natural.
There we go, Dustin. Don't die on us. There we go. Fight back. Fire back.
Grit and determination by the youngster here.
Oh, that was something. Irish Indy 18. WCW 93 canvas always looks like somebody did not pull the sheet tight when making their bed. That is the perfect analogy. How did more people not get hurt in that ring?
Head first goes Schlesinger. And Dustin belly to back suplex.
That's why you don't try to bulldog Dustin. Come on.
He's got an opportunity, Tony. If he can find out where he is. He's a long way away.
Like that little bunch in the middle of the ring. I'm like, dude, you're gonna trip over that. There we go, DDT. Jake Roberts isn't in the territory. We can do it all we want.
Dustin now needs to roll over and tag in Charlie Norris.
Norris is there waiting, but does Dustin know where he is? Here comes Shanghai.
There we go, Charlie Norris in the ring. He, knowing what we know about Charlie Norris and Greg Gagne, he's doing a rain dance, but he really looks uncomfortable doing it. He's half-assed doing it.
The masked man and Charlie Norris. The big double chop.
That being said, Charlie Norris is moving.
1, 2, it's over.
There we go, Charlie Norris and Dustin Rhodes get the win. God damn, they are big dudes. Charlie Norris with the Claymore. I did not expect Charlie Norris to be compared to Drew McIntyre tonight. But there we
Look
go.
at this again. Charlie Norris, he went bananas after all that frustration.
Yeah, great
Right
pump
in.
kick here.
Look at
Bam.
step and bam. Right smack in the mouth.
Right smack in the
Larry
mouth.
Zbyszko will be with you from the Power Hour studios in just a few
Bow,
moments
ba-da-dum.
on TBS.
That was a lot of fun. That was good stuff. Coming up next, two men clapping. Sting and Flair in
Every day,
action.
folks from across the country come to Miracle.
Another
Ear with
Miracle
questions
Ear
about
ad.
hearing loss
Why
and
do
hearing aids.
all of the
Now
ad
you
execs
can get
think
straight
that we
answers
cannot
to Some of
hear?
the most common questions in this free
I
booklet.
didn't even put that
Straight
together,
talk about
Skilba.
hearing loss, and that's exactly what you'll get. Call now and
I didn't
discover
even put
for
that
yourself
together.
the answers to questions like these.
What is nerve deafness? How do I know if I have it?
Nerve deafness.
Is there anything I
Nerve
can
deafness
do to
sounds
hear
like
better on the
a
phone
like a
or in
New
noisy
Japan
places?
stable.
How can
Like how they
I
try to
find out
use
if the
English
hearing
words that
instrument
they
can
don't
help me?
really understand.
How can I help my
sometimes.
husband realize that he may have a hearing loss?
Get the answers to
The
these
Quick
questions
Deafness
and many
wrestlers are
more
always
by
shouting.
calling for your free booklet. Straight
Shut up,
talk
what?
about hearing loss. Both the call and
Hey,
the
Viva La
information
Fran,
are
glad
free.
to have you
By
here.
calling this number now,
We're just talking about
Miracle Ear
hearing
will
aids.
also send you a list of hearing
Yeah,
centers
WCW was
near
kind of a
you,
dump
where
spot.
Hearing tests are
Like the
always
way
free.
that's
Call
I,
now.
I've always heard, especially in this era, that ads on TBS work. It's like if an advertiser was prompt like, hey, we'll throw in your ad Tuesday at 4 o'clock, and we promise it'll get this many viewers. If the ad aired during a show that did not get as many viewers as promised, they got an extra ad, and they'd always throw those during wrestling. Even though wrestling typically was like the highest rated thing on Turner that day.
McDonald's NFL kickoff payoff game is your chance to win. Thousands of prizes. Have an NFL player at your Super Bowl party.
So I take the third exit, Blue House. Can I bring a date?
Pull the tab on any
Oh,
of the
we're
special
doing,
McDonald's packages to win. Or collect
MXC
kickoff
shit.
payoff points for free
NFL
trading
films
card
footage.
sheets.
I'm going to a party.
What is what you get?
Hey,
Play
concussions.
kickoff payoff and win.
Okay, I'll bring the drinks. You bring the chips. You got that? Right.
At McDonald's today.
And don't forget the dip.
I think we've seen this Metroid commercial before. The Zelda, sorry. I thought it was Metroid from the 0.5 seconds of copyright footage, or copyright footage of footage we saw on that projected on that wall. I was reading DMP's comment. New Japan wants copyright strike one of their own wrestlers. They copyright struck one of their own commentators this morning.
To make new wild and tangy lightsabers, you're going to need some pretty wild stuff.
They really should have not aired those back to back, because I just kind of thought the Lifesaver ad was a continuation on the Zelda ad.
Add the taste of sour apples.
Again, another commercial where they're making candy look like it's drugs.
Are you ready to try the newest?
Not our friend Drugs Delaney, who pops up in the chat, who, if you're watching Drugs, I'm so glad you're getting out of the hospital today.
We are back here.
Hopefully
on the
you're
Power
hanging
Hour. A lot
around.
of great stuff still to come. In fact, we're going to go back in time a little bit. Take a look
I
at,
want
Paul
one of
Orndorff,
those
who was the world
mugs.
television champion in a very key matchup.
I
with
want
Marcus
Eric Bischoff's mug.
Alexander Bagwell. And we
In
have
and
our
around my
first
mouth.
installment of the WCW Flashback. We're going to take you back and show you some of the classic matches here in WCW.
Why did he just...
I helped
he-
the boys in the
you
back
guys saw that. He just like did a little number on Bischoff's nipple.
You picked out
What
the
the
match.
hell?
I helped them out.
And it was one of the best matches you've ever seen.
Yep.
Like, hey, Eric.
Another thing I
Little
can't wait for
tweak
is tonight,
there.
WCW Saturday night, 6:05 Eastern. You are going to see Sting challenging the Nature Boy.
I have
Ric
seen
Flair
the
for his
anti-steroid
World Heavyweight
WCW
title,
ads,
but it all
or the
started
spots
last
they
week
did. They
on
were great.
WCW Saturday night. Here's how.
Let me tell you right here, face the
What's in
face.
Eric's mug?
You got no.
Actually, I don't think Eric was drinking on the job. He was
First of all, let's
just got the job in charge of television, so I think he's straight and laced. Larry's mug on the other hand. Here we go, our boys the Kongs.
both of them at the same time. You want to match it up.
One story that I left out of the short that I did about the Kongs
And as far
recently.
as me not
I heard
having
Eric
a
Watts
opponent,
tell on a shoot interview.
maybe nobody around
Apparently
here
at a
thinks they
house
can
show,
beat Ric Flair. How about that? I got what I wanted.
like they did an impromptu battle royal for the main event. because there's like nobody in the crowd and they're all just fucking around. And Sting and Eric Watts and a couple other guys taped the Kongs to the top rope, and then they went under the ring and pulled out a bucket of water for each of them, doused them, and then pulled out shampoo and soap and squirted it all over them because they smelled so bad that the boys desperately needed them to take a bath. Because apparently these dudes would live in their ring gear. Oh shit, that's cool. And another one. I've been in the company 3 weeks. But no, apparently they would just stay in their ring gear for like the entire week on the road.
Sting probably could have handled both of those Kongs himself that night. He was really fired up for the match, and obviously they
would maybe put sweatpants on over the bottoms.
And Sting, Ric Flair, they came to the
But Eric said like it was not an uncommon thing to see them out at dinner with like a hoodie on over their singlets.
Facing each other for Flair's NWA title.
You know, you have to realize one thing, in professional sports, you really have no friends. And what a matchup it's going to be.
Larry Zbyszko always makes wrestling sound so depressing. In wrestling, you don't have any friends. Also, it all hurts. And the young people are all stupid.
Eastern, don't miss it. Whatever you do, it will be a classic matchup to be sure. We'll be back with more action here on the Power Hour right after this.
Promotional consideration paid for by
the Kongs were Texas guys. They were from Global. Sid found this. Sid time. Sid found them, and he found Harlem Heat on the Kerry Von Erich Memorial Show at the Dallas Sportatorium. And when he got brought back in, he's like, I know these guys. They're good. You should hire them. Harlem Heat, and it was the Kong. And he got them jobs.
Up the street, down the block, over the hill, around the corner.
To the woods, to Grandma's house we go!
This Camaro Z28 driven by WCW.
Yeah, Sid, the Harlem Heat both have said, like, Sid was really good to them early in their career.
Listen up! To enter, call 1-900-896-2800. Call only costs $1.49. Caller must be 18 or older.
Is this the WCW Fun Line? We've been looking for the WCW Fun Line for months.
What? No phone? No problem. Mail your entry with your name, full address, phone number.
Don't have a phone? You can mail it in, which is harder. That's a good point, Brian. This should be the Tom Zink contest. But of course, they're running the Z to Win contest like 2 months after they fired Tom Zink. Because WCW. Speaking of Harlem Heat, they're up next.
It's slices, it dices, it stirs and fries. It's the world's
the early days of Cartoon Network. My grandma had Cartoon Network before we did. And I never watched Cartoon Network, but I just thought it was like fancy. Street Fighter had the coolest commercials.
How many combinations are there?
Combinations?
Fruit flavor combinations.
Are in every bag of Skittles.
Skittles.
Well, there's.
Ooh, I don't remember this. Tecmo says, I think Tom Zink talked about it on Iyata, that he saw the contest at a run sheet and thinking it had to do with him. Interesting. It's funny.
New taste, new name. New taste, new name.
They did not film the match. Okay, so here's little, like, I wouldn't call it Mandela effect because nobody's ever seen it, but Harlem Heat never did a match as in the prison costumes. They did a match in the tops, but they never did a match in the shackles. Like, they were supposed to go out to the ring, and somebody got confused, and they're like, Rob Parker, you go with them. He wasn't supposed to, but somebody apparently thought he was supposed to. They're at Gorilla ready to go out, and Bischoff is like, no! Apparently Eric, who had just gotten the head of TV production job, didn't know about it. He sees them at the curtain, and they're like, this cannot go on television. And he, like, stops the tapings. and send somebody else out while they figure it out. And then they ended up doing a match wearing the prison suit, the jumpsuit tops, and like they tied them. But they got rid of the shackles. Interesting story that I'm going to do a short on in the future. Stevie Ray has claimed that the original idea with the shackles and the prison jumpsuits, that it was his idea, with the idea being that they broke the chains of oppression and are sticking it back in the faces of the white man. Of course, he also testified for the racial discrimination lawsuit that it was that racist ass Ole Anderson who made them do it. So, either or.
You know, because I work a lot of hours, and you need to kick it with your friends on the weekends to keep it all together. It's not about anything in particular except chilling. And the ladies get it. Because, you know, this is what we got to do.
And we are back. And in case you haven't
and
heard,
we are back in this
new World
dark,
Tag Team
sad editing bay.
Arn Anderson, Paul Roma defeated.
That was when Colt
Steve
45
Austin
was trying to
and
lighten
Regal
up their
due to the
image.
injury to
Get
Brian
more
Pillman.
kids
WCW
involved in the
officials
brand.
said, hey, forget about it. This is the Clash of the Champions. You signed to defend those titles.
Hey,
You will
Westagon, thank you
defend
so
those
much.
titles.
Yeah, 6
Pick a
years.
partner, and
AEW
unfortunately
didn't
for
even
the
exist
Bronze, it didn't
the
work
last time
out.
I was on
have
Between
to
the Sheets.
disagree with this whole thing.
Thank you guys so much.
This is
Thank
the
you, Whiskey
90s.
Space Man.
People will sue you if you
Or
look at them wrong,
Spaceman.
and I bet you
But yeah, thank you
there's
so much. It was a lot of
1,000
fun.
lawyers
Between
out
the
there
Sheets.
that are going to try to grab the litigation on this one.
Oh, you bet.
But the Hollywood blondes have got to be hot.
But yeah, we talked off air. I'm going to be back on a lot
About it.
sooner
In
than
fact,
6
if,
years.
you missed the Clash of the Champions, you can see it again in a replay next Friday night, 10:35 p.m. here on TBS. And talking about hot, you're talking about the Harlem Heat.
Hey kids watching at 9 a.m. We're going to replay a show that we've already shown you in match on at 10:30 p.m. this Wednesday. Thank you, B. Clark. Here we go. Harlem Heat. My favorite Kids in the Hall sketch.
These guys have the attitude to go in that double cage war coming up on Sunday, September 19th.
Well, I tell you, they're going to need it because that double cage war is a
Bravo
place
needs
where
pick
only
and
the people
sucker.
with
Yes.
instincts survive.
Here we go. Who we got in the ring? Do we have a mic? I don't think. Is that a Mike Thor? That is Mike Thor! Mike Thor! This is like 4 weeks in a row of Mike Thor.
Kicking off a great weekend.
I might make him the new co-host.
Certainly in the history of WCW, and one that Mike Thor and Hart won't forget because they're being attacked already.
Oh, that was awkward.
Wasting no time whatsoever.
On top of the head.
Yeah, no, I had to. I was able to make it for the Japan or the Indie segment on Between the Sheets. Noli had baseball practice, and Eric had a choir thing.
Yeah, large guy.
So I kind of ended up having to cancel last minute when they taped that last Monday. They were kind enough to move things around so I could be on for at least half the show. 4, 3, 3.
1, 2, and
I have not listened to it yet. No, I'm behind a week in my Between the Sheets listening. But I've listened to half of this week, so I'm gonna get caught up soon.
Well, I tell you, confidence is one thing these two guys aren't lacking.
Oh, poor Mike Thor.
That's the right attitude to get to the top. No nonsense and confidence.
Dave Hart comes in, but immediately
Dave
goes
Hart
down to the
kind
mat.
of wrestles. If you guys have played those M. Dickey games, where like gravity is kind of funky. You've never seen it? Wrestlers kind of just move around like this. That's Dave Hart. Oh shit! I know what you're talking about, Tecmo. I'm very excited. I'm going to go listen to that tomorrow.
Victories is what impresses promoters. See how they do at war games.
That's right. They did kind of do. They did kind of act for a bit like Kane and Cole were twins, which is racist.
Kane, one half of Harlem Heat.
Dave Hart did the mocap for those games.
I remember one of my ex-girlfriends used to say that to me a lot.
I'm sure she did.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Up on top.
Oh, okay. A little safer than it was looking, but
1, 2, and this one is over. An impressive win here on the Power Hour for Kane and Cole. Heading to War Games, Harlem Heat.
it looks scary, but it ended up being mostly safe.
Harlem Heat definitely
Harlem Heat, I
impressive.
feel
We're
like they
gonna
did
go from
97 versions of that move.
The Nasty Boys.
Sometimes they did like a drop kick with it. Sometimes it was an
well.
electric
These two
chair.
guys
Sometimes
make
it
a
was a
pillar
power
of the Harlem like
bomb.
Mother Teresa.
Take a look. See for yourself. The Nasty Boys.
All right, back
The Nasty Boys. By the way, if you guys have not yet, go check out their dark match from, I think it's 2007 on the WWE Vault YouTube channel. It's Drew McIntyre and Dave Taylor. It is hilarious. They call up one of the agents and they're like, "Hey, we're in shape. We're in town. Can we have a?" Oh, it's Scotty Riggs.
You know, we got tag teams coming out of the woodwork here. Harlem Heat.
Second straight. We have two matches in the same segment, both heel tag teams, both starting with the jumping. Round is a shape. That's true, Brian. I'm currently in shape. Oh, those jackets are so dope.
As a matter of fact,
I like the Nasty Boys, but it depends on the era.
once again,
Like,
a tag team champion this time with Paul Roma. By the way,
I think them in like 1990 when they first came into WCW, and they worked with like the Steiners. They were awesome. Them with like Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan and Max Payne. They were awesome. Brian Knobbs in the first family. You know.
Knob certainly has a weight advantage, but he is very nasty as well, and that was.
And yet, to be fair to them, Jerry Sag, was kind of in shape. He lost some weight for that dark match. Brian Knobbs, on the other hand,
have a tag team science.
oh,
They do? Well, you know, these two guys have been together now for some number of years, and they've been together for a long
Scott Studd, he's about a year away from being Lex Luger's special friend,
and that's what makes a tag team effective.
because I believe they called him on an episode of Raw.
Down by the head.
He was like in the USWA for like WCW developmental, and he somehow got on Raw because like either he didn't have a deal. Oh shit, he didn't have a deal on paper, or like they didn't think he had a deal. But either way, he showed up on Raw as like the guest flag bearer for Lex Luger, and then a week later WCW signs him and puts him with Scotty Riggs. What the fuck was that leg lock thing?
Very effective.
That time, one holding the legs, the other Knob dropping the elbows. Well, they're just two belligerent guys.
Like, is it just me, or did the Nasty Boys not wear wrist tape very often? I feel like this is kind of weird.
Into the midsection again. And Larry Santo.
Oh, Larry Santo. People, wrestlers love Larry Santo. His problem was that he looked like a math teacher. Oh! He got hit and armpit in the face. Like, the thing is, the Nasty Boys worked like the Nasty Boys should have. The Nasty Boys should not have been good technical wrestlers. The Nasty Boys, his matches should have been ugly and awkward. Larry Santo, or he was Northern Mexico, El Santo. Yes. That's great.
And the Nasty Boys win. Our flashback on the Power Hour after this.
That elbow is both awesome and terrible. Like, technically, he didn't have great form with it, but he crushed dudes with that thing. For not getting any air, he would clobber dudes with that elbow.
Norris in the Octagon.
The Octagon?
Today on TBS.
Dominic, get out to me. I need a minute to myself.
WCW Fan Club is where the action is. Join the official
Congrats, we are now in the WCW Fan Club because we're all here together on a Tuesday night watching WCW.
Get insider news first. Discounts on WCW cool stuff and a lot more.
I wish I could give you guys discounts on WCW cool stuff.
Championship Wrestling fan
Better than Chuck Norris in the Wasn't it a John Wayne Bobbitt movie at one point?
After most meals and snacks, plaque pH can fall to levels where acid starts attacking teeth.
These attacks can last up to 2 hours.
The danger
increasing the risk of
zone.
damage to your tooth enamel. That's when chewing extra sugar-free gum.
If
can
I ever
help.
get the Patreon
When you
started,
chew
I'll
for
do
20 minutes, the
official
chewing action
WCW fan
produces
club
and
membership
distributes more
cards.
of your mouth's natural defense, saliva,
Hey,
which
Brahavan.
helps neutralize acid within minutes.
We're just watching a weird
So in
video
addition
about this
to
guy's
regular dental
mouth.
care, after eating, chew Wrigley's extra sugar-free gum because chewing helps nature fight the acid attack.
Oh, it's a jeans commercial. A lot of kids doing their Jumpin' Jim Brunzell impressions. Keep it loose. This video looks like AI.
Imagine.
Oh,
you
it's
wake up in
Dutch.
Jurassic Park and you're a raptor. You have sharp teeth and 7-inch claws.
There's like Dutch Mantel.
5 million years.
Whoever that guy is that does the YouTube channel with him needs to tell him to do like a second picture for the thumbnails. Jump in front of default Windows wallpaper. That's a good one, Jonathan.
I got a new taste that's pure delight. New Pringles sour cream and onion light. That's right.
Pringles
Sour cream and tangy onion.
start fights in my household. My kids will fight, literally fight over cans of Pringles.
To regular chips.
Even if I buy
Pringles have
2
less
of them.
fat and they're less greasy too. The proof's in front of you. So grab a bunch of this, not that.
It just looks like a dirty chip.
And less of the fat. New Pringles sour cream and onion light. That's right. Once you pop, you can't stop.
This is about
See, I'm on
finding
SSRIs,
and
so I don't really even
Heineken
pop in the
says
first
just being
place.
the best is enough. Maybe enough is enough. Next time, try a chill lagered Colt beer.
Which
And tell us
WCW Deep
what
Cuts
you've had
legend should I do a
enough of.
podcast
Colt
with?
beer, it's your choice.
Mike Thor.
Is that what I think it is? Yeah.
Me and Mike
It's
Thor.
my new Wagner power painter. Look, can you edge with it? Yeah,
We
you
call
can
it
edge
either
like this,
Thor.
or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles.
I wanted one of those so bad when I was a
Do a
kid.
lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
And now as an adult, I would
Yeah, it's
rather break my leg than have to do any of that
Why am
shit.
I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
Tonight on TBS, the Night of Bronson.
Ooh, Charles Bronson.
Back-to-back action.
There's an attorney out of
The
Indianapolis,
Stone Killer and Assassination.
Stanley Kahn, who I always
Beginning
thought
8:05
was
Eastern tonight on TBS.
Charles Bronson.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. All right, Larry, I've been running around
Like today's
all morning
soda
long
guy
trying
and
to
me
find out about our
podcast.
WCW
That'd be great.
Flashback, very first installment here on the Power Hour. You've been running around with this grin on your face. Nobody's talking. Tell me about it.
It's because
The boys
he
in
is
the man.
stoned.
wouldn't tell you.
Larry Zbyszko is so high, and that's why he's happy.
Why don't you watch it and learn?
I used to watch him and Scott Hall on
Tell me
YouTube.
right up.
Watch it.
If I tell you, I might as well tell them.
All right, let's not beat it to death. Take a look. Our very first WCW Flashback.
Flashback. That's a picture. It's a still camera. So yeah, this was a regular segment for a bit where they would just air clips from an old match for like no reason. This one kind of has a connection. I mean, Larry Zbyszko's name is misspelled there, but Larry is on the show. But sometimes they would just like air a Terry Funk match, even if it wasn't with the company, just because. Brian, do like a Conrad thing where you do a podcast with a guy connected to a wrestler, like it's you and Roadblock's plumber. That'd be great. Me and the guy, the mechanic that works on Ric Flair's cars. I just read the Observer to him. Larry Zbyszko's showing some cheeks. Got his little Bellatin twins trunks there. You can look, but you can't touch. Ooh, what was that sell? Larry grabbed his like, ooh, like fucking Bigfoot.
Since it has been damaged more than we thought, Zbyszko.
That's a good point, Irish Indie. We were watching an old show that is showing an even older match. What dimension is this? This is officially WCW Deep Cuts Inception. They are doing what we are doing.
I'm sure, too, he got
but
a little coaching
then,
from the horseman who said, hey, Zbyszko, if you can, go at that knee and work on that knee.
This match is, it's Bunkhouse Stampede, January of '88, I believe. Larry Sweeney's title was the ICW, ICWA Texarkana television title.
That's the long reach of Barry Windham coming handy.
It's 12 large, brother. I was born 4 months before this match happened. I was still shitting green.
Lateral press and a near fall.
I believe the referee might be Dick Worley. They're in New York. He's a commission ref.
Is putting on him and Zbyszko's quest for the Western States Heritage Championship.
One time I heard Dick Worley's answering machine. Like way back in the day, like late 90s. Late 90s, early 2000s. Like I knew somebody who like had a bunch, like a sheet he found on the internet of quote-unquote wrestler phone numbers, and the only one that worked was this referee's, Dick Worley's. And the answering machine is like, 1, 2, 3, we're out. And so can you if you leave a message for the Worleys. Like the English didn't even make sense, but it was great. Also, controversial opinion, I really like this NWA not the canvas, the ring apron. A lot of people don't like it. I like it a lot. I think the color scheme is great.
Zbyszko just nailed Barry Windham with baby doll spiked high heel shoe right to the face. There you see it. He's counted 3 and we got a new champion.
Barry Windham should have known. Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. Come on, buddy. Yeah! The Western States Heritage Champion! Yeah!
Why did I know, Larry?
I'm not even the champion of the Western States. I am the champion of their history.
In my mind, I did. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the fans enjoyed it. And we'll
that
have
is
more
no. The belt they used at the Great American Bash was the old
Hard to
Florida
be
heavyweight
humble when
title, I
you're so
believe.
great and legendary, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It must
Of course
be.
you don't know.
Dick Worley did have a Remco. That's right, Jonathan. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Dick Worley had his own action figure. Oh, it's Teddy.
Y'all getting ready to kick it. Bam. This week, let's profile Lord Stephen Regal.
Teddy.
He's managed by
Waking us up on a Saturday morning. Ready to, I'm gonna start the shows like this from now on. Instead of doing the whole spiel about how glad you guys made it. We're gonna kick it.
But right
Bam!
now, I've got homeboy Eric Morris from New Jersey on the phone, and he has a question for Lord Stephen Regal. Go ahead, homeboy Eric, with your question.
Homeboy Eric.
Yeah, my question's for Lord Stephen Regal. Yeah, I'd like to know why you expect people to treat you special just because you have a title. Here in the United States, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, wrestlers, it doesn't mean anything if you have a title. Why are you even doing this wrestling thing?
It doesn't surprise me in the slightest that you'd ask such a thing.
Also, great fit here on Regal.
Just the same as every other typical
the British
American,
schoolboy.
Undereducated.
With the cricket bat.
Undisciplined. In fact, bordering on the lines of a delinquent. Now, I suggest you look at me as a role model. Go to the library, find out exactly what a lord is, and maybe then you will understand.
They didn't have the internet back then.
Perfect role model for America. If they looked at me and saw the fine things that I do, maybe there wouldn't be so many shootings. Maybe there wouldn't be so much trouble in your inner cities. Maybe
I know I used that that line for the little teaser that I put out last week. God, I cannot believe he said that on television. Hey, Terry Allen, not Magnum TA. I'm glad to have you here.
Without a doubt,
right, Lord Stephen Regal is talking shit about how many shootings we have in America.
Don't forget now, if you've got a
Oh shit, our question could be on the Power Hour. Somebody get a time machine and a phone.
Now, Lord Steven Regal, you put down all these fine American people. You put down this fine country. Well, let me say something. I'm proud to be an Afro-American, and I'm proud to live in a country like America.
Okay, he didn't say anything about black people, dude. That was assumed racism. I will stand up for his lordship.
You will be a part of that. And that night,
if you just heard Teddy's, like if you left the room to go to the bathroom and then came back to hear Teddy's part, you're like, did he call him the N-word? Like, I'm proud to be an Afro-American. What did Regal say about black people? Holy shit. All right. Sorry,
what is CNN?
That was a whole ass segment there.
Stats and scores. The play of the day.
Atlantic City is the only place I was ever offered sex for money by a psychic.
Watch CNN
says
Sports
Brian.
tonight, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on CNN.
Atlantic City, I remember my folks went there with my aunt once, and they like got a hotel room. Just they swear that they told me I could just go walk along the boardwalk. I was like 13, but they got a hotel room just to like lock me in so I could just so they could go gambling.
You'll play every Mario Brothers made. Retouched photos prove it's true. Hurry, pick up your copy today. Super Mario All-Stars.
The Lost level, I hate the Mario Lost level. They should have stayed lost. Those levels freaking suck.
Join the official fan club of World Championship Wrestling. Wear the
Using
WCW colors.
the
Get a
Martin
cool hat
font.
or an awesome shirt. Get insider news first. Discounts on
Although it's WCW stories in the news and then no stories.
Now you can be part of the action.
Like it's just a shitty newsletter.
World Championship Wrestling fan club application. Call
More like Lost levels, more like Lost.
7174. Join the WCW fan club.
When your dentist cleans your teeth,
ooh, I have a mouth thing now.
Between them. But what toothbrush
WCW, WCW had that, and then there was a period also where the WWF had its own newsletter for like a month.
one-of-a-kind rippled bristles get up to
Vince Russo was like, "Hey, I'll just start a newsletter."
So,
called The Bite. It was in like '96 or '97.
Crest Complete. It helps maintain a dentist.
It was. From what the one issue I read, it was terrible because it was Vince Russo pretending to be like healed Dave Meltzer.
Battling for Baby. Coming soon from Turner.
Battling for Baby. That should be an AEW pay-per-view. I'll tweet that to Tony Khan. Hey, you're adding all these shows for HBO Max. How about AEW Battling for Baby? I'm so sorry, Terry. Your 5-year-old just discovered the word bro.
Wash your face, right?
My son Noli calls me bro.
Skin looks flawless,
I hate it.
Naturally.
Look in the mirror much?
You know, what you wash with may leave an oily residue.
Oh, that haircut.
But not Clear
Everybody
Daily
had
face
that
wash.
haircut.
It foams away trapped dirt and oil from pores where pimples start without leaving an oily residue. And clean skin.
Eddie versus Ray battling for Baby.
America beautiful. Use it. Clearasil Daily Face Wash, because clean leads to clear.
Clean leads to clear. And then they just didn't sell an ad for the rest of the spot. I know what you're talking about, Viva La Fran. I have never seen that movie though, but I know what you're talking about. Also, TBS apparently had technical issues during this show. Or my theory, they didn't sell an ad for the end of that.
Tomorrow night, 6:05 Eastern, on the main event, you are going to see Marcus Alexander Bagwell and Too Cold Scorpio stepping into the ring with Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Steve Regal. This should be a great matchup.
They're just going to step into the ring. They're not actually going to have a match. They're just going to walk out, wave to the people, step in the ring, and then walk right back out.
These kids are winding up on the mat.
Marcus Bagwell, who I mentioned it last week.
I think these two kids made a big mistake.
He is doing the Maven thing. Marcus Bagwell has his own YouTube channel where he does like 15-minute spiels about like his past in wrestling.
Take a look.
So of course we get no disrespect to Paul Orndorff, but we get the worst wrestler from both of those teams in a singles match. It's Marcus Bagwell. I think his third year, Rookie of the Year at this point. Hey, Goix 98. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you bringing the flat soda and the half-eaten crackers.
You can't get arrested for that.
Yes, that's a good... I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, Jonathan, but yes. This Buff does look like Uncle Baby Billy Buff Bagwell these days. And I am proud of myself for being able to say that without stumbling. Stevie Richards' YouTube channel was great until he started the anti-AEW, I'm going to complain about me wrestling. And he doesn't even believe it. You can tell. He's half-assing it.
You can tell by that first move, Orndorff threw a knee right
like
in the
it's
breadbasket that he's
Stevie talking about like old stuff is fun. He's
kind
of like Cornette in that regard.
Ignorant fans, I might say.
And you certainly
Bagwell, I don't think Bagwell wants to wrestle again. I think he hasn't given that up.
Back they go.
Scotty Riggs, however, is taking bookings.
Actually, right to the ropes, and Nick Patrick calling for the break. This is where Bagwell wants to.
Yeah, I saw that up there, Terry. Paul Orndorff is a legit tough fucking dude.
Down on the mat and really got him upset.
The Brandon Bull, we used to call him, from Brandon, Florida.
Situation, what do you do against Paul Orndorff when
Nick Patrick, you suck.
he's got so much more
He's doing like West Side Story, like
Bagwell's gonna have
hand
to
shit.
be exceedingly lucky here to beat Mr. Wonderful.
Still the chant of Paul up in the fan.
Total lack of disrespect for a proven athlete.
Right on the arm.
Oh, that's awesome, Terry. Ricky Morton, real sweetheart.
Down goes Orndorff.
Once gave my son Noli a bandana off of his leg.
A lot of fire from the fans here, Larry, in those chants. That's really pumping him up.
Well, he's going to need it. His
Also, as I found out this week on Between the Sheets, Ricky Morton apparently an enemy of Chris Cruz. Yet another reason why Chris Cruz sucks.
Work the angular attacks like he is here with the wrist lock and arm bars. There's one way to
Total lack of disrespect. By the way, hello, Shellcracker. Glad to have you. In Attack Bow, I have heard Scotty is recommissioning the American Male's theme to be reworked into American Male. When you see him come, you better run for cover. It's a little different.
And the full-arm dragon twist now from Bagwell.
Yes, Marcus Bagwell, as Matt noted in the chat, has some big old hair. Big fluffy hair on his head.
Bagwell's better be careful. Basically, he's like a matador who gets the bull mad.
I was a dumb kid. It took me like a few years to figure out that the back of Paul Orndorff's trunk said Mr. Wonderful.
He's close to the near side, but Bagwell.
I thought it was like that thing you do.
But the sleeper's not
what are we called? The Oneaters.
You got the man bent over backwards more. It's very hard to put the pressure on when your feet are not on the ground. And, of course, we've seen Orndorff take advantage of that mistake.
First time I've ever witnessed a man get out of a sleeper hold by executing a belly-to-back suplex.
I'm glad that Bagwell put Marcus on his tights so that he knew that those were his.
Orndorff with a blow to the throat that time.
Hey, look at the conditioning of Orndorff. I mean, just a fanatical trainer, and we've seen Orndorff for a while now, and as the time.
Ooh, we got a scoop from No You Stick It. Paul told me that the Wonderful in his trunks was his wife's idea. And honestly, it is a good idea, as long as you don't account for dumb kids like me who didn't get it because it's too intellectual.
Orndorff climbing the ropes now.
Oh. Hey, Rowan Fresh. Glad to see you bringing the emoji, as always, for Erotic Eric Fontaine. Oh, I thought it was going to be a ref bump. But no, Nick Patrick just out of place. Oh, shit. 10 to 8, 6 to 10, 6 to 12 elbow, 12 to 6, whatever it is. You can tell I haven't watched an MMA fight in a couple years. Hashtags in 1993. Canadian Destroyer. I do not know. With Fartmaster, if you were here, make yourself known. Paul Orndorff's mustache late in life was wonderful, to put a cliche to it. 12 to 6. I was thinking 6 to 12, and then I'm like, no, that can't be it. Yeah, 12 to 6, like a like a clock or a phone or whatever.
Elbow and a cup. 1, 2.
Why did Nick Patrick pick the worst place to stick himself in for that count? He's like 6'3". He's like, I'll squeeze myself in here. Whatever.
Bagwell sensing victory here.
Oh, good sound on that elbow.
From Paul Orndorff. The legs. And he's got
The legs.
And he wins.
Paul Orndorff wins. Awesome. Thank you, Rowan Fresh. I appreciate you sharing that video. That thing's gotten some life over the last couple of days. A Cheerios commercial. I didn't know they made these. I figured Cheerios was like, you know, spoons. They don't need commercials. You just know them. I also eat Cheerios like those kids. Also, why are they eating Cheerios in bed? The fuck?
Is that? It's my new Wagner power paint.
We're here.
With it. Yeah, like this. In fact, it'll take care of
Then
just about any project.
Joe Gacy flies out of the screen.
Why am I painting this by hand?
I'm a plain Cheerios guy. I'm very bored.
Here in salon condition,
I will
knows how
eat
that
plain
feels.
Cheerios all day, every day.
Amplified, it's you in the spotlight. And we know how hard it is to keep that feeling at home. So we created special conditioners that disappear. Don't weigh hair down like others.
That's a good point, Casual Villainy. Why would...
salon feel at home.
How does Guile get to have a dope Eurotrash haircut in the military? And I completely forgot, PJ, I forgot that the Sid stuff aired, like, on that Saturday night's main event in, like, late night on Fox.
You know, what you wash with may leave an oily residue.
Get out of here.
But not Clearasil Daily Face Wash. It foams away trapped dirt and oil from pores, where pimples start, without leaving an oily
I saw a
residue.
movie like that once.
And clean skin leads to clear skin.
Keep America beautiful. Use it.
Clearasil Daily Face Wash, because clean leads to clear.
The devil is in Castle Rock. From the best-selling novel by
Ooh.
Stephen King.
I know a great deal about the past.
He's a con
What
man,
is this
probably, or
movie?
something worse.
I should know
Two
this
murders
movie,
and an
and I don't.
suicide. He's not a human being.
Who are you? Kill them all. It's God sort them
Needful
out.
Things? Okay.
Needful
Yeah, that's
Things.
I've never seen it.
Rated R. At theaters Friday.
Tonight on TBS Nightflix, Kurt Russell is caught between a rock and a very
They're
hard place.
advertising the
Escape
movies
from
that
New
they're going to
York.
show in the middle of the
Minute 2:05
night
Eastern, there's a new
at
kid
like
in school
9
and he's got
a.m.
an attitude problem.
Hey kids, stay up till
Massacre at
2:05 a.m. for Massacre at Central High.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Jurassic Park, where the giant dinosaurs live again, with all the excitement of the movie. Look for the JP.
I always thought it was
mark
bullshit
only
that
at
they had those really cool
Jurassic Park.
backdrops.
If your old
and not like a
cards
living
can't cut it
room
anymore,
for those toy
get a new
commercials.
deck of bicycle cards, because your reputation is on the table.
Hey, people who don't know what playing cards are.
For everything that squeaks, now there's one lube, and everyone should like the sound of that. One lube from Slick 50.
One lube.
And welcome back to
The jokes
action.
write
We really
themselves.
hope you enjoyed the broadcast this morning. And Larry, I've got to say, it was great to see you back in action in our WCW Flashback.
Felt good, Eric, to watch myself, as it always does. You know, just another glorious moment in my glorious career.
If you do say so yourself.
And I just did.
You always do, don't you? Let's talk about another classic matchup. It's going to take place tonight. WCW Saturday night, 6:05 Eastern.
No mercy.
Sting challenging Ric Flair
11
for the
months
World
straight.
Heavyweight
Thank you
title.
so
How do you see
much
this
for
match?
subbing,
I can't
upping your
wait to
sub
see this
again.
match. I see it
Tip
almost
of the cat
as
to the
a
sub master
great
himself.
Race. You know, Sting's going to be racing to put that Scorpion
Jimmy
Deathlock on
Carr
first.
has
And, of course, Ric Flair's going to be racing to beat Sting at the punch and put on his figure 4, which he made famous.
Why
And, of
was
course,
this his
look at the
motion for
background of
putting on the
both of them.
figure
They're both
4?
Excellent.
Again,
Ric
I've seen
Flair,
that movie.
One of the smartest men.
Tip of the cap of the
in
week.
professional
Shout out
wrestling.
Nathan
Believe
Beebs.
me, He ran from...
All right, so before we watch our second episode of WCW Power Hour, here's what we'll be watching Sunday on Off the Grid.
How much are those paternity tests? About $750 each? I'm going to pay for 4 of them today, for 4 fans to come out to medical testing on American Way.
All right, so that is what we're watching Sunday on Off the Grid. The Bonanza credits, aka the actual WCW theme song.
Because when they step in the ring with Van Hammer,
So yeah, Sunday we're watching Memphis wrestling, but not good stuff. Westagon, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, No Mercy is gifting 10 subs. And that is why No Mercy is the sub master. Holy shit. I hear a lot of that dinging here. I'm so happy. Bow bow, ba down, ba down, ba down, bow, bow.
Good morning, America, and welcome to the Power Hour here on TBS. I'm
From Larry to Terry.
Newest member of the WCW broadcast team, Mr. Terry Taylor. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Eric. I know it's a pleasure for you and everybody else out there to have me here to add my expertise. Thank you for that nice opening. Could you hold it down a little early on Saturday morning to talk that loud?
I bet it is. I heard where you were last night. I want to ask you about your wrestling career. I know that you're going to, as I mentioned...
No, you don't. You don't want to ask him about his wrestling career, liar.
What's the future hold for you?
Well, they are hanging up in the Hall of Fame right now, but I may have to get them down. It's completely up to me. Right now, WCW has begged me to come in here and...
Begged you?
Yeah, that's correct.
Begged you?
You were the one that did it, so you know.
Who else?
I'm your favorite commentator
That together,
I know you won't say it on the air.
People, a friend, who else to wake up people earlier than a rooster?
I will. If I want to commentate, I'll do that.
Brian, this is the first time a cameraman has started a "These guys suck" chant.
Tony Schiavone. Larry Zbyszko will be joining me back at the set here in just a few moments.
Is Terry wearing a wig? I think they're both wearing wigs.
The Godfather Teddy Long will be here. A lot of great action coming your way. And hey, what about last week? WCW Saturday night, tremendous match between Sting and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We'll be talking a lot more about that and everything going on here in WCW. But speaking of Sting, let's get down.
I love hearing those sub bells go off. I mean, thank you so much, No.
Tremendous crowd on hand.
You are so good to me, so good to this channel.
Tony Schiavone and Larry Three-Putt Zbyszko set to go. There he is, Shanghai Pierce.
Clearly, they did not. By the time they had filmed the taped the commentary, they had not done the wraparound yet. Here we go. Second Shanghai match.
Where Sting and Ric Flair will be together against Harlem Heat after that classic match they had a week ago on CBS.
Well, that's going to be interesting. You know, as a matter of fact, Saturday morning, I should be on the golf course.
God, what a great entrance song for
Good to have you with us
Cowboys.
wherever you are here on
Like-
CBS. As Shanghai and Tex Slazenger
Like it's
await the
stock
arrival of
music?
the most popular athletes in WCW.
But it's
And
perfect
there he
stock
is. Tremendous
music.
ovation for Sting.
We got Sting.
I tell you,
Saw him on Sunday.
I don't know if it's the flamboyancy.
I believe he might have been wearing a wig.
Nothing you can take away from this man. And of course, last week I did enjoy watching that match.
He and Ric Flair went at it for the
Why does that Sting foam head have stubble?
He and Ric Flair will be together against Harlem Heat. In addition, Larry, Sting, a man who's been the subject of many athletes
They
wanting to
put up the Chiron like 2 minutes into his entrance.
will be involved in War Games, the match beyond, as he and the British Bulldog and Dustin Rhodes team with the Shockmaster against Vader, Vicious, and Harlem Heat.
Well, you know, when you got a reputation, you're an automatic target.
I had an aunt who had a dress
Tony, that's
with the blue fabric pattern. Sting! That kid was horrified!
But Sting has been characteristic throughout his career.
That is the 1993 version of making your kid do a YouTube channel.
Tex Slazenger, who certainly will be on the outside, along with the cowbell and the bull rope, Larry.
Yeah, well, you know, Tex Slazenger, he's not going to go off and win an election.
Yeah, Sting's running on Sunday was kind of fucked
Eyes in
up.
back of his head for this one.
Like, Darby is inside of a casket, inside of a body bag, covered in gasoline, and Sting just walks right past him.
Power Hour. It's collar and elbow tie-up and a side headlock. Shanghai Pierce has the
Waits until the bad guys leave to go back and be like, oh shit, my friend might be dead.
Sting up on top.
Look at Sting move. Oh, shit.
He almost crashed head first to the mat that time.
Sting, buddy.
This match as he prepares for War Games, Jeff.
Be easy on old Shanghai.
Guy with the hair.
Okay.
You know, let me tell you something.
Oh my gosh.
Better save for War Games, and I'm a veteran of War Games, Tony. The most scary.
Well, in the chat, who has Sting neglected more, Shanghai Pierce or Darby?
Jesse Ventura, does the light bouncing off his head affect your sight?
Not at all.
Well, I'm the legend.
That I did. If you squint, it does kind of look like Wolfpack Sting versus Surfer Sting.
Jesse Ventura. Into the ropes, Shanghai Pierce. That time Sting tried to shoulder block. The man would go down. Shanghai down low, showing his quickness. Look at this move.
That's not going to work, but hey.
Moves that time, and Sting was waiting on him.
Yeah, he telegraphed it, and Sting's the wrong man to do that to.
Oh, Tex. Oh, great bump. Great bump.
Because Shanghai exploded out of the ropes.
I think we do need to revisit the narrative on these two.
Like we've said before, Sting and Ric Flair on WCW Saturday Night in tag action against Harlem Heat, but Sting being choked by a bull rope here.
Yeah, in the 93 War Games, it's all right. Better than the 95 War Games, that's for sure. At least it's got Terry Funk in it.
But he's got to be all over Sting.
Hello, Henry, you ray of sunshine, you. I'm so glad to have you here, Henry.
Got a 2 count. And Shanghai once again to the attack. Sting head first to the turnbuckle, to the midsection. And this is where
Hey,
Shanghai
Coco.
is at his best. Pin you in a corner, Larry,
I don't normally watch Chris Van Vliet interviews because he has interviewed some real scumbags. I did see the clip of him trying to convince Jesse to watch wrestling these days, and he's like, I don't know about that.
Gets up slowly, but he gets up before Sting and pounds away again.
Yes, Stephen J. Neptune Man. That's why I specifically picked these episodes for this week, because this is the last week of Power Hour with like its own matches. So yeah, good catch. The Shanghai Pierce gimmick is that he is a cowboy who he has to hide his identity because he's committed so many crimes. He's like an outlaw.
Oh, he tried a power slam, and Shanghai blocked it nicely.
Nice block by Shanghai.
Oh, there we go. Sting wins. Look at that. Sting with his great small package. Yeah, Tex has not committed that many crimes. He's just along for the ride. He's the guy that pulls up the horse at night. Jesse Ventura watching Kato move. I wonder what Jesse Ventura would think of Lulu Pencil.
He's back, he's here, he's Mario. No, he's the new and improved
I miss
Mario.
Lulu
Mario
Pencil.
All-Star so much Mario, it's a Mario smorgasbord. It's all the wigged out Mario Brothers adventures you ever played and then some. But this is juiced up 16-bit only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mario. So it's bigger Mario, better Mario, in your face.
How did we not
Mario,
all have
Mario,
seizures
fireballs, Mario,
every
turtles,
day
Mario,
watching television
Okay, maybe not.
as
It's Mario
kids?
like you've never seen him. What's 2 + 2 Mario? What's the capital of Ohio Mario? You're gonna live, breathe, eat, sleep Mario. In Super Mario All-Stars, 4 Mario games, including the never
Yeah, get
before
that
seen
lost
Mario
level
levels, and you
shit
can't
outta
get more
here.
Mario than the Switch is wide, the best player here.
I just got that Tecmo. That is
2017, one
that's good
corporation
shit.
is building
He liked being naked.
fortress
He was
for
a
the
naturalist.
ultimate takeover. Your mind. They will control.
I was not
your
further away
thoughts.
from the TV. I would watch TV about as close as I am to my laptop right now.
Now, one man will fight the system.
And somehow I don't have to wear
More
glasses.
powerful than Total Recall. Christopher
More
Lambert's
powerful than
Fortress,
Total Recall.
rated R.
That is
Starts
a
September 3rd.
that's a critic review, I guess.
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Can you edge with it?
Yeah, like this. In fact,
Yeah.
it'll take care of just about any project you've been meaning to do.
Just
Why? am I
pinch the
painting
tip.
this by hand?
Get a Wagner.
Your teeth aren't flat, but your brush probably is, which makes
Your
it
teeth
difficult
might
to
not
reach
be.
between them.
Introducing Crest Complete, a revolutionary rippled brush design.
I can't even do the Jesse
matches
voice.
The shape of your teeth.
I won't even try, but just look in the chat. Great quote
reach farther
from
between
Henry
teeth,
from Jesse
up to
Ventura.
37% farther than the leading flat brush. But if this design makes so much sense, why are so many other brushes flat?
I knew Shanghai
The answer
was an
is
old
simple.
Western term, but I
Before
didn't
now,
know what it actually was. Thank you, Casual Villainy. Shanghai was a term for ambushing and or armed robbery back in Old Western. It makes sense. Because again, he's the guy with the mask. He's the bandit.
The bristles are cut to the same
All right,
height.
Coco. Have
And
a good
finally,
night.
the tips are
Glad to
rounded
have
by
you
sanding.
pop in.
Now, if you use this
See you
same
soon.
process to end round
Hopefully
a
as soon as
brush,
Sunday and off
you'd
the
only
grid.
reach the very longest bristles. Shorter bristles would remain unchanged.
Holy shit, referee
Unlike
Vinny
flat
Lax.
brushes, Crest
You
Complete
actually
is the only
beat
brush
Lost
made
Levels.
With a new patented process that rounds the ends of the bristles.
I think you
first,
have to join
then
Mensa
arranges
now.
them in a rippled profile. The bottoms are cut even, heated, and secured.
Oh, it
to
was
the
a
brush
toothbrush.
head
I
with the
thought
bristle
for a minute
running
that they were
intact.
advertising that the toothpaste cut out the bottoms of your teeth.
Breakthrough that penetrates
Holy
farther
shit,
between
Hank, we
teeth,
have
yet is gentle on your
genuine
gums.
geniuses
So
in
to
the
help
chat.
maintain a
How the
dentist clean at
fuck
home,
do you
get
beat
new
that
Crest
game?
Complete. Only Crest could make a brush this complete.
Like, I get about halfway through, and it just becomes impossible for me. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna play a good game instead. What
And
a
we are
good
back
commercial.
here on the
Oh, hey, it's
Power Hour,
Larry.
joined now by Larry Zbyszko, my permanent co-host. And
You know what?
What?
Can we get this?
Wearing his
this
orange
disinfectant
sherbet
since Taylor's
suit.
been sitting in here. I got. What is this? Rooster feathers?
I knew that was coming. Larry, I know that
Get
Clash
it?
of the Champions is a big night for everybody that had a chance to
That was
see
a
it.
good joke.
We had the replay last
Good
night
joke
here on
from
TBS,
Larry.
and everybody's talking about the
They're
tremendous
playing the
match
Shockmaster
between Davey Boy Smith and Big Van Vader,
scene
who's a brutal
for
contest.
some
And
reason
it's just
behind
very
them.
impressive, Davey Boy Smith, Eric. You know, for the size difference.
Why are they
he has
playing
with
the
Vader,
Shockmaster
that, He
debut?
can pick him up. I mean, what a powerhouse of a man.
He is a powerhouse. And speaking of powerhouses, how about the Shockmaster? Made a very auspicious debut at the
Oh,
Clash
that's
of the
why,
Champions.
because they're going to
I
play it
understand-
He's not coming
on...
in here, is he?
No, he's not, but I understand.
What if they
we
just
wanna have a
turned around
special
and watched it on
interview
that
with
little
the
screen back
Shockmaster on
there, and we had to watch
11th.
them
A lot
watching
of people
it,
talking about
like
that.
I'm watching them
Let's get down the ring
watching
to Tony
it.
Schiavone and Terry Taylor to see Davey Boy Smith.
Oh, so wait, so Terry's calling the matches now? What the fuck? I'm so confused.
As we await the arrival of the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith.
The following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first from Manchester.
There's Davey.
At 265 pounds, Davey Boy Smith. The
He was so What is this handshake thing you want me to do, little girl?
And his opponent from Baltimore, Maryland, 248 pounds, Sledgehammer McGill.
Sledgehammer McGill, one of the all-time great wrestling names, only made better. I'm not, so there's, when I was looking at the match listings, I did look at the match listings, so I wanted to make sure these weren't rerun shows before I booked it on the schedule.
Thank you very much for begging me here to give my
On,
expertise on
I think it's Old School WWF is the website I pulled up. In the listing for this show, it listed this match as Davey Boy Smith versus Sledgehammer Man,
Plan for us about you getting back in the, as the cliche goes,
which I believe is Triple H's name in Fire Pro.
Tony, I'm not going to tell everybody what my plans are right now, but I am, if I decide.
That's right, Matt P. Sid did try to warn people that there was a board at the bottom of the set that Shockmaster could trip over. And bless Sid's heart, he was the only one that didn't bust out laughing. Actually tried to save it. So honorably, gee, I wonder which one of these guys Terry
He
likes.
wouldn't be in the war games. This guy's got a great physique.
God, imagine
I mean,
Sledgehammer
the guy is
McGill
awesome.
in AEW
Except
Dark
for that
with Taz and
hairdo.
Excalibur.
I mean, good gosh, he must be tough to be walking around the streets of the world.
Sledgehammer
with a hairdo
McGill
like
Jones
that.
over here.
Sledgehammer McGill now. The neutral
What a
tie-up,
great
suicide
wrestling
headlock.
name.
I don't think you want to get
Sledgehammer
close to a guy with the
McGill.
power of the British
Also,
Bulldog, and that's what
in the
McGill's trying
WWF,
to
the
do.
job guys had to use their real names, or like a real name variation. WCW, this guy could just be Sledgehammer McGill.
Next move. McGill and Davey Boy staring each other down, maybe trying to psych each other out.
Sledgehammer McGill doesn't seem to understand that moves are supposed to
And
hurt.
the British Bulldog, certainly on the
Like,
other
he's just
side
laying
will be
there,
Harlem Heat,
like
Candy
having a
Cole,
rest. Randy Anderson has to count down his shoulders because he didn't understand that when you lay on the mat, your shoulders are down, and that's a pin.
Would you like to be in a cage with Big Van Vader, Sid Vicious, and Harlem Heat?
No, not at all.
You got to pick your partners because you're almost
Terry Taylor talks like somebody who is trying to do Mickey Mouse, but is very bad at it.
I had to be in a ring against Vader, Vicious, and Harlem Heat. I'd have to have somebody on the other side to trust me, and I'd have to trust them.
Bulldog holding up McGill. Look at this. The vertical suplex.
Yeah, imagine if Peter Gabriel is like on tour in America and he turns on his TV, drinking his tea on a Saturday morning. Get the fook out of here with this Sledgehammer McGill.
Letting the blood drain to the guy's head and making him lightheaded. I don't know. I've never been able to hold anybody up that long, but
not many people can say
wait,
that. I mean, here's a
Sledgehammer McGill's real name is Laverne McGill.
WCW, and he clamps on a reverse chinlock now.
That's great,
There's
Brian.
McGill says, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to beat him wrestling. I better start.
Yeah, this is like the end. Bulldog has like shades of goodness in like his WWF run after this. But really, this is the last time Bulldog's really like good.
Thought he had the Bulldog hurt more than he did.
Got him up. And puts him down for his running.
Yeah, wrestlers don't seem to understand that when you lay down on the canvas, that could technically end the match. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
And of course, War Games.
All right, Brian looked it up. He said Sledgehammer McGill has worked as both Laverne and Larry McGill.
Exclusively on pay-per-view. And Terry Taylor, here it is one more time.
Yeah, this British Bulldog gets the
Has there ever been like a Shirley in wrestling? I was trying to think who, like, of a famous Shirley he could team up with, but I can't think of a wrestler named Crabtree. Shirley Crabtree. Big Daddy.
Three all over.
Big Daddy and Sledgehammer McGill. Bulldog was the one who got hurt in the Warriors trapdoor Fall Brawl 98.
Promotional consideration.
Also, I loved
Jurassic Park.
All In on Sunday. If anybody saw the pre-show, poor Tommy Billington got the shittiest cassette recording of Rule Britannica I've ever heard for his entrance.
Get a new deck of bicycle cards because your reputation is on the table.
Botany 500 for a century.
Like it sounded like somebody in the locker room held a microphone up to a talk boy.
Detailing to practically everything men wear.
Yeah, it was like an 18-man tag to get everybody who was flown over on the show.
Sunday morning.
Which,
Robert
bless their
Redford
hearts.
And Paul Newman pulled a con of the century.
There's nothing to it.
Winner of 7 Academy Awards.
He can't miss.
They might have been purposely using an old-timey recording, but either way.
She was a real professional.
Doing what?
Rob, thanks. He was not. But they're just the right mix.
Everybody got full entrances for that match. Like all 18 guys. Like Top Flight all came out together, and like Jay Lethal and Satnam came out together. But like I think everybody else got individual entrances.
Super Bowl party.
So I take the third exit, Blue House. Can I bring a date?
Pull the tab on any of the special McDonald's packages to win.
Wow, that's awesome, referee Vinny Lax.
Free NFL trading card sheets.
I'm going to a party.
I thought it was cool they used a clip of the Kamala match in the Danielson retrospective. Yeah, Tony had to spend like $500,000 on Europe for the final countdown. So they just had to kind of find a cassette tape at Goodwill.
There's no single gum like it.
This gum is polyamorous.
Amazing. These new fundamentals. They've taken good old Graham and given it a makeover. Outside, it's a crunchy Graham
I don't know if
shell.
it's 500,000 anymore. They might have I think they dropped it down considerably when Europe sold the rights to their library. But it's still a lot.
I'd like to kiss them. What?
Tecmo, I get that. Pushing and pulling.
Good old Graham made
Pushing and
Some
pulling.
of the best pictures happen without warning.
So Walmart reminds you, keep a new Polaroid 35mm camera.
Seriously, Nigel coming out to fucking in the bushes
Simple choice.
as the rumors are starting up about the reunion, and then like the next day, the Oasis reunion set of concerts is announced.
Some pictures give you only one chance. Be ready with Polaroid One film from Walmart. Always the low price, always.
Remember when Walmart would have to advertise?
Very hip.
Now they're just existing.
Very hot. Rare. Very rare.
It's a tiny steak or a giant plate.
Very new.
I hope that poor kid didn't have to actually shave the word new in the back of his head.
Anything else is just collecting dust.
And we are back. A lot of great things going on in WCW tonight. WCW Saturday night.
Tonight? Why did he do a British accent?
Christopher Cruz will be along in the Fall Brawl Control Center. He'll be telling you about War Games coming your way exclusively on pay-per-view. And the one that everybody's talking about, best of 3 matches to determine the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Dustin Rhodes.
The one everybody's talking about. I'm sure they are,
right
Eric.
Here on TBS, and we're going to kick it off tonight. But this is a big matchup for both athletes.
Yeah, for both. And a lot of emotion here, Eric.
It is really the tie and the orange shirt or an inspired match
He rightfully believes it's his, and
in terms of the color scheme.
Let me give you some history. We've got a flashback coming up where Dusty Rhodes wins the U.S. heavyweight title. This belt has been in the Rhodes family before, only adding to
At least they're trying to tie this into current storylines where like Dustin is going for the U.S. title, so we're going to show Dusty winning it.
Generation wrestler, and certainly it comes with some advantages, but then you've got to also wonder about the kind of pressure that creates as well. And
Dustin being second generation comes with some advantages, but of course disadvantages such as Dave Meltzer thinking he's the worst wrestler ever because he came from Dusty's balls.
Let's go back now. The WCW Flashback, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Lex Luger, the U.S. title on the line in Chicago, 1987.
For some reason, I thought he was saying that Dusty and Lex were doing commentary.
Introducing the challenger from Austin,
yes, this is the point where they were trying to get the Wrestling Network over
the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes,
as the name for their syndication package, the Wrestling Network.
And now, the United States Heavyweight Champion from Chicago, Illinois.
What a beautiful robe on Lex. Like, I understand why he didn't continue with the robes after this run, because, you know, he has the most beautiful body known to man. But he was a good robe guy. Again, do not understand why the whole aesthetic of these segments revolves around, like, still film cameras. All right, we have this week in sports, rather, from Stephen J. Neptune Man, August 28, 1993. The New York Yankees defeated the Cleveland Indians to go 75-57 in the season. The Mets lost to the Rockies as they went 45-84 in the season. The Giants lost to the Dolphins 17-23 in the last weekend of the 1993 NFL preseason. And the #1 song in America was UB40's cover of Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love with You from the Silver soundtrack. Thank you again, Stephen J. Neptune Man, the bookkeeper of factoids for the streams. Thank you. Personally, my favorite cover of Can't Help Fall in Love with You is the Eagles. Did a really good one.
He's thinking about winning a match.
Like the Eels.
I played football and having those pregame.
I didn't even think about that Tecmo. Lex Luger is the top babyface in the WWF, getting his ass kicked by old retired wrestler Dusty Rhodes. Also, there are just like so many photographers at ringside. And Johnny Weaver's just dead at ringside. following Monday was SummerSlam 93. Oh, shit. He almost didn't get that chair over. Imagine if JJ didn't get the chair over and it flew back in his face. Oh, Dusty outsmarted him. EC dub, EC dub. Remember when fans were happy? I mean, they were happy on Sunday for Danielson. They were happy for Cody. One hot SAG team, get it? Fire? Fire's warm.
Its most exciting characteristic, this porous protuberance with its brittle properties.
What, guys?
It's in chocolate, caramel, and that great cookie crunch.
Although there are no known uses of said
I remember that segment, Stephen J. Neptune Man. They sent out Yokozuna to do a promo, and all the baby faces came out with their little fabulous Rougeau brother flags. All American boys, all American boys.
It's Super Mario All-Stars is free.
I want to know how.
Just get the Super NES Super Set, and for $3.50 postage and handling, you can send for a free Mario All-Stars game.
I did it. Now look at me.
4 Marios in 1 delivered.
Look at me, I lost a bunch of weight playing Mario.
Mario Brothers made. Retouched photos prove it's true. Hurry, pick up your copy today. Super Mario All-Stars is free.
You'll love it.
Extra!
See, my thing with escape-only cage matches, I don't like how they're worked now. Where it's like, I hate you so much we have to fight in a cage, and then the bell rings, and I want to run away from you. Not to be like, oh, it was so much better back in the day, but like, I'm a big fan of the Bruno era cage matches, where it would be the end of the feud with Bruno and whatever heel he was facing at the time. And the match, it was not shine heat comeback. It was Bruno beat your ass for 10 minutes, left you bloody, and then calmly walks out of the cage. That is the style of escape the cage I like. Otherwise, just let the guys fight.
Get a free sheet of NFL player trading cards. Each sheet is only 10 points.
Yeah, Magnum and Tully, yes. We don't talk about Bruno. Trust me, I have kids of a certain age. I've heard that song many times.
Attention, attention.
Ooh, we are in cyberspace.
WCW Wrestling Hotline. Just pick up the phone and call to get the inside scoop from WCW Superstars.
Did people actually know what computers looked like at the time to know what those icons were?
You are in control. Get connected to WCW. Call right now. The WCW Wrestling Hotline. 1-900-999-9900.
Do drugs.
Calls cost 99 cents.
Average daily call 3.5 minutes. My ass.
We now return to regular programming.
I think Ole had to stop being bitter on the hotline after a while, after the Mark Madden thing. Netscape had just come out in '93. I didn't even know it was gay. I imagine most people who called the Missy Hyatt hotline on Sunday would like talk back and think that they could get Missy to respond to them and then have phone sex. Absolutely.
Imagine you wake up in
holy shit, that's a genius gimmick idea. Space Ghost. I always dreamt of a Velcro cage match where the wrestlers wore Velcro suits and the walls are Velcro lined so your opponent can be stuck to the wall while you beat them up. Hell yes. Missy does the mail and not you. That's right, Fran.
Welcome back to the action, and Larry, fans all over the world talking about what happened last week on WCW Saturday Night, one of the most widely viewed broadcasts in WCW's history. Sting, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the NWA title on the line. Let's show the fans.
That's right. That's the really long Sting Flair match from Saturday night.
Tremendous contest.
Forgot about that.
Flair limping towards Sting, trying for one more last.
Because yes, Sting and Flair had teamed against the Kongs, and the deal was Sting said he would team with them, but he got to have a world title match after that.
And right to the floor.
And bless these guys' hearts for doing like 45 minutes in center stage. Also, very blue color scheme for center stage. Up there's Sid.
Oh my, Sting hit hard. Wait a minute, a count out.
That's the bell.
I always love how Sid, for a crazy looking, like, intense muscle dude, always dressed like a shop teacher.
Flair does not want it this way.
I'm with you, Henry. I don't like that the cage matches now are just like, oh, we can jump off of a taller thing. You know.
He retains the NWA title.
Business cash Sid, yes. Rest in peace. The master and the ruler of the world. Also, bless his heart for being willing to do a run-in a button-up shirt and not just throwing on like a plain t-shirt so the baby faces can like rip it up.
Well, it was quite obvious from the very beginning. Sid Vicious walked out, decided he was...
Ooh, I didn't realize it was that
commentary
close.
on the match,
WCW withdrew from the NWA 5 days after this aired. Wow, thank you, Steven.
Obviously, he felt that way because he
Master of the ruler of the khakis.
It's unforgivable.
Yeah, Eric, why is the logo not facing the screen? I just noticed that on the mug.
I think Eric is going to be out there to
got turn it a little bit, buddy.
To win. This is their chance for
He's the TV guy. He should notice that.
Well, they'll have that opportunity tonight. 6:05 Eastern, WCW.
Yeah, Ventura was in WCW. I think his last show was Bash at the Beach '94, like when Hogan came in.
Following contest, tag team action. It is set for one fall. Introducing team number 1 from Harlem, New York. Total combined weight, 564 pounds. Kane.
Somebody should bring back the Raising the Roof thing for their entrance.
Well, we talked about big
like we have the Yeats now. I think we need somebody to bring back Raising the Roof. That's easy to do when you're sitting in your chair at ringside. Is that Bruce Mitchell? That's right. The Shane Douglas throwing down the NWA belt happened 30 years ago today. TJ Maverick is my new favorite. Pervert of the week. TJ Maverick. He is either 20 or 60.
You mug your opponent before he ever gets a chance.
Also, shout out to my SSRI gang. I'm going to take my meds for the night so I can go to sleep.
Through World Championship Wrestling. I don't know anybody who can stop him.
Italian Stallion, legit, shoot, spaghetti eating world record holder.
And a drop kick trying to take Cole off his feet, but he comes back with a big knee.
It's wild. So this Harlem Heat gear was like...
That Italian Stallion's got great amateur background, but he's against two guys here just doing punches.
It was kind of a, oh, we need something because we can't wear the prison jumpsuits. Let's throw this together. And then they just like wore it for 2 years. Because I don't think they wore this as the Ebony Express.
Saturday night certainly has the attention of Ric Flair and Sting. And
hello, Michael. Hi, how's it going?
In a big tag match. You're talking about Flair and Sting.
Oh yeah, Jonathan, I'm with that message. Normalize mental health care. Oh yeah.
Not as experienced, but certainly have the ability to win matches.
They changed. I think they changed the Booker T and Stevie Ray like early '94. Like I'm pretty sure they were still Kane and Cole at Super Brawl when they wrestled Thunder and Lightning. Here comes TJ Maverick.
Well, there you see.
Who clearly had to.
Tremendous power picking
what the fuck was that?
And putting Maverick down with ease.
He picked him up with ease, and I think he put him down.
Somebody pounding a drum at ringside?
Guys, Harlem Heat, Kane and Cole, because it looks like.
My understanding is the reason why they haven't uploaded the rest of the Saturday nights to Peacock. It's because they don't have masters of enough episodes consistently. Oh shit! Old TJ got nailed. Like they have masters of like a bunch of episodes, but they also have a bunch of gaps too, because WCW just didn't take care of their tapes. I don't know why they changed the Kane and the Cole. I assume Booker and Stevie just wanted to be Booker and Stevie.
Here's a pickup now.
Sure I do. Who are we talking about? Somebody's girlfriend? You said here's a pickup. I didn't see her.
Terry, you're not funny. You're bad at this.
Here comes the double team from Harlem Heat. In a short period of time, Kane and Cole certainly have made a name for themselves.
That little tuft of gray hair on TJ Maverick's head is throwing off. What the fuck is that noise?
Difference in the War Games. I think they're going to be too much for Sting, Davey Boy, Dustin, and the Shockmaster. No matter how big
that little tuft of hair on the gray hair on the top of TJ's mullet, throwing off my age radar.
You're right. The double ring cage, which is basically a fight. War Games, a match beyond. They've called it a battleground. Certainly should be their type
and
of match.
If that is Italian Stallion hitting the buckle,
I'm not done beating him up yet.
And right to the midsection he goes.
That is a loud ass ring.
A knee again to TJ Maverick. They are completely
it has to be Stallion doing something.
But the question is,
on
Saturday night, can they overwhelm?
What ring has ever sounded like that? Holy shit, Booker is beating this dude's ass.
I think they're sending a message to Sting, Dustin, and the rest of the guys. Unbelievable.
Sting, Dustin, and the rest of the guys.
What's this young man's name?
Way to get over the main event of the pay-per-view, Terry.
And hide. He's had all he wants. If they'd cover him, I'm sure he'd stay down.
Well, they are not finished yet. As they
they're going to do something. Powerbomb elbow drop again? No, all the fans are smart. They know, it's the finish because they just saw them do it an hour ago, taping another show. So they're going to all run to the entrance to get their high fives. Those kids are very smart.
You may have heard Cole say right there.
Yeah, I don't believe WCW has a master of that show that you're talking about.
Two very tough individuals.
The Sid, Flair, Austin Vader episode from November of '93. If it's not on the network, it means they don't have a master copy. Oh, he landed on his head. Oh shit.
Either one of these would have finished poor old Maverick.
Oh.
Thank goodness it's over.
Yeah, Maverick. He had to have pissed somebody off. Because they just left him in the ring for 90% of that match, and Booker beat the hell out of him.
This is a team.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following:
Jurassic Park, where the giant
Rhubarb
dinosaurs live
Jones.
again, with all the excitement of the movie.
That's not Rhubarb. Who the fuck was that? I know.
Only at Jurassic Park.
Gillum, Tony Gillum. No, that is. Yeah, it is Tony Gillum. Yes.
The transmission wear protector.
Bart's Nightmare is now.
Yeah, Bart's Nightmare sucked. I forget who said it in the chat. That game sucks.
More in Bart's Nightmare for Genesis. It's a dream come true.
Up the street, down the block, over the hill, around the corner, out of
the
town,
WCW library that
Camaro Z28 driven by
WWE has, like the Masters, it's a fucking mess.
WCW Z to win.
Like I have friends that work. I have one that works in the vault, and his job is to like collect, like not collect footage, but like find footage for like documentaries. And he's like, yeah, the WCW like actual tape library. If you ever go to the actual physical vault that they have, it's not in Connecticut, it's somewhere in New York. An actual like locked by, it's like a cave looking thing. There's so many holes in the WCW library because they just didn't take care of their tapes, or they would tape over shit.
WCW can put you in C driver's seat. Hey, make a little Road Warrior history of your own.
Welcome back, and the Godfather Teddy Long is standing by.
Bart versus the World was playable. I did like Bart versus the World.
Question. Take it away, Teddy.
Another one of these segments, and yes, I forget who's brought it up earlier. That is absolutely the background they use for the Globe commercials.
Surprised the wrestling world at the Clash of Champions when he revealed his mystery partner, Road Warrior Hawk. Fans, let's go back.
It was a great blazer Teddy's wearing
his
there.
tag team partner, Road Warrior Hawk, and let's look at the closing moments as they take on Ravishing Rick Rude and the Equalizer. Check this out.
What's the question, Teddy?
Right now, this is basically a grudge match. It's no longer a mystery tag match.
Oh yeah, hello Garrick26. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, the WCW Feed YouTube channel has like almost digital remastered footage of like
The referee is not going to allow the tag.
the UHF satellite feeds, the
But Hawk
from
is
like
still
before
in there.
Nitros and Thunders. It's crazy.
And Hawk,
I've also heard that Tecmo that at one point all the tapes were at CNN Center in like a temperature controlled room, and then when they like booted WCW operations to like Smyrna, that they got lazy moving shit and just threw out a bunch of tapes. And also the building in Smyrna was not temperature controlled, so a lot of the tapes are damaged.
I don't think it really matters.
Dave Sullivan follows me on Twitter. I would follow back, but I've seen some of the shit that he like retweets, and before when we were able to see likes, some of the shit he liked, and it was, you know, I can tell you by how he is on Twitter. Equalizer definitely not a commie. Animal was there to like reintroduce Hawk, but Hawk and Animal were actually on bad terms on that point. At that point,
from Phoenix, Arizona.
and Animal's also retired.
For the natural Dustin Rhodes. Jason, go ahead with your question.
My question is for Dustin Rhodes. Dustin, what are some of the things you like
that's
to do to take a break from wrestling?
Not Guy Evans.
I'll tell you what, when I do get to take
NWO
a break from wrestling, you know, I like to,
voiceover
go back to
dude. God, what's his name?
Drive up the hill country there, you know, fish, hunt a little
Somebody's
bit.
gonna name it in the
What I
chat.
especially enjoy
That dude sounds like me. Neil Pruitt. Thank you, No You Stick It. That was absolutely Neil Pruitt.
Stress off me. I love to play golf.
Don't forget, if you've got a question for any WCW wrestler, call the WCW Wrestling
Hey,
Hotline.
Dustin. What do you like to do when you're not wrestling? I love to play golf. Much better than last week, when Teddy made it sound like Lord Stephen Regal lured black people.
For the United States title.
The AEW should absolutely bring this back for like
Will
Rampage.
be crowned the new United States heavyweight champion.
Just have like Chuck
Now,
Taylor
Dustin
do all the
Rhodes,
voices
he said you
for the
like to
callers.
fish. Well, let me give you a little advice. Cast out your line
Also, I play
and
golf
hook
and
your
I'm a
bait,
film buff.
And you hook both lands
that'll
right
never
in
come
the
up
mouth
again.
of Ravishing Rick Rude. Then all you got to do is reel him in. Beat him 2 matches out of 3, and you will become the new United States champion
Hey, Tom
for the second
McCarthy.
time. So tonight, WCW Saturday night, Dustin Rhodes, Ravishing Rick Rude, check it out. Whoop, there it is. Time for me to raise. Y'all know the flavor. Don't forget, later on today, I'll see all the homeboys. at
Another
the
thing I'm
Mosley
going to
Park,
steal from
Atlanta,
Teddy.
Georgia, Project
Whoop, there it
and
is.
Project
I got a
celebration.
raise.
That this week's profile, I'm the Godfather Teddy
Yeah, it is
Long.
wild, Henry. I agree. Considering the ECW tape library was just kept in I think it was Charlie Brazzi's basement. That it's all available and it's all in really good condition. Like all of it. Like granted, it's not nearly as much actual footage as the WCW library, but again, considering the size of the company and where they had available to store the actual tapes, it is wild that the ECW tapes were in far better condition
He was not.
when WWE bought them.
But they're just the right mix of pro and con. Kim Basinger, Val Kilmer, The Real McCoy. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, September 10th.
Sunday morning on TBS Award Theater.
The great Henry Gondorf. Glad to meet you, kid.
A small-time hood and a big-time hustler pull the con of the century.
He's not as tough as he thinks.
That's a good point, Tacmo. WCW wasn't a humid climate. Georgia, yes.
Best Picture,
Wouldn't have
Best
even thought of
Director,
that.
and Best Screenplay.
There's nothing to it.
Robert Redford, Paul Newman, and Robert Shaw.
He can't miss.
Well, I'm also thinking like
10:35 Eastern.
at
Sunday
some point
morning on
Paul had to have
TBS.
like used like snorted coke off of like tapes. Allegedly.
You wake up in Jurassic Park and you're a raptor.
Get some of that
You have sharp
residue in the
teeth,
film
7-inch
and
claws, and since you've been extinct for 65 million years, you'd be in a really bad mood.
Georgia has all kinds of mountains that are good for storage, but Turner didn't use them. Especially for WCW, who, again, at their peak, They kicked WCW out of the Turner offices and made them get their own building in Smyrna.
Hey, I like Paul. I just hope he's ordering some Clearasil now.
No one's going to tell you to your face you need Clearasil. Such strong medicine. Only Clearasil guarantees fewer pimples.
I love to watch how pimple pads work in real time.
Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going, man?
Clearasil, fewer pimples.
Your face is sexy.
It just didn't sound possible. How could a maxi with thousands of holes protect me? It's always with dry weave. But I
think this is the first tampon commercial, or the first pad commercial we have ever seen on one of these shows.
So the surface is cleaner
Holy
and drier.
shit.
All those holes, all that protection. I think it's ingenious. Always with dry weave.
They have to still make those Clearasil pads.
What
They
is
have to.
CNN Sports Tonight?
I haven't seen one either. But
Stats and scores. The play of the day. To catch what happened in sports today.
all those holes.
Watch CNN Sports Tonight, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on CNN.
And welcome back. As you can see, I am joined by the lovely Missy Hyatt, who promised
Hi, Missy.
if we gave her an opportunity to come here on the Power Hour, that she would tell us what she knows about Hawk and Animal. We saw them, of course, at the Clash of the Champions together here on TBS. So, Missy Hyatt, this is your opportunity.
Hey, Missy, what do you know about the most famous tag team of all
Come
time?
out here and say something about the Road Warriors.
Yes, you did.
Well, first off, you are the one that called my secretary. You wrote her letters.
Wait,
you
how
faxed
does
her,
Missy
you
have a
expressed her,
secretary?
You even sent flowers. You begged me to come back on WCW Saturday Morning Show.
Welcome
and
to
I'm
the
here.
real world.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Missy might have been
call you.
dating
You called
Hawk
me.
at this
That's not
time.
in my notes. I don't recall that.
If not, then
Tell us
it's
what you know about Hawk
soon after this,
I
Missy
know a
and
lot
Hawk
about
start
Hawk and
dating.
Animal. I know about where they've been. I know what their plans are in WCW.
I
why
know
they're
you
back
know.
and what
That's
they're
why
gonna
you're
do.
here.
I mean, you guys wouldn't
Tell us.
believe it.
Tell us.
But if I tell you, then you're going to tell everyone, and then you won't call my hotline. I know you're always calling the hotline,
All right.
too.
I
You have to
guarantee
call
you
the
she
hotline.
does know, but obviously the only way you're going to find out what's in store for Hawk and Animal is to call
Brian,
Missy Hyatt tomorrow
Missy's
night
secretary is
on
a 7-year-old
the hotline. In the
SoCal
meantime,
Val.
let's get down to the ring and see Ice Train and Bobby Eaton. You promise.
No.
I'm a fan of Lollapalooza era Mickey, Missy. I combine Missy and Eric.
Well, it's feature event time as we take a look at one of
I watched Slamboree 93 and all the old wrestlers think Eric is the most handsome man ever.
I got a lot of respect for beautiful Bobby.
Here we go. We got Ice Train and Bobby Eaton. I believe this is the main event of the stream tonight. And why wouldn't it be?
All time, and you'll see why later on in this match. This guy is unbelievable. Very underrated.
Yes, you're right. And not only is he a great high flyer, has a tremendous right hand punch as well.
Tell me about it. I've been there.
Let's go back to David Fencer.
And his opponent, accompanied by the legendary Thunderbolt Patterson from Atlanta,
Oh, he's
Georgia,
with Thunderbolt
at
Patterson at this
320
time.
pounds, Ice Train.
This must have been right after he debuted. That is Terry Taylor, Commodore Amigo, yes. He's been all over this show.
Ice Train makes his way to the ring.
Ice Train was a hell of an athlete.
Feature event time, and Ice Train, a
like,
young man who came up as we have seen.
This
on
run
TBS
probably wasn't the best, but also he had just finished training. And they just threw him on national television.
Certainly,
By like
this
96,
Ice Train
he's
match is to
fine.
be the most important match of his
And yeah,
career
M.I.
against
Smooth's a
Rico
really
Bobby.
fun gimmick, him and the
this guy
cat
right here's
together.
A big, muscled-up guy that came straight out of the gym. We'll see how good he is. Oh, T-Bolt has been in his ear telling him how good he's going to be. And to follow him, we'll see how good this guy listens
Yeah,
up.
Fire and Ice
Bobby's a
ruled,
test.
yes.
Bobby is more than a test. He's a man who has been a world
Let's
tag
just
team
get
champion,
a tight shot of the referee's
contender to
ass.
the world heavyweight title. And
Of
now
course
against
it's Nick
Ice
Patrick
Train.
standing
Clearly
in
Bobby,
front of the
veteran that he is,
camera.
knows he has to stay away from the power.
You suck, Nick Patrick. You suck, pal.
Lacks some motivation. I mean, this guy is great when he wants to be. He's as good as his competition, and I don't think he knows how to measure this guy yet. The guy's big.
I don't know how to measure that guy. Measuring tapes don't go that far around.
If anybody can do it, it's Bobby if he can get motivated.
You can look at the upper body and see the upper body strength.
Yeah,
but look at the legs
typically,
as well, Terry, on Ice Train. Wow,
We
what a
weren't
man
trying
he
to
is.
get Nick Patrick's
Side
ass in the
headlock by
shot, but
beautiful
hey.
Bobby, just testing him out right here.
Holy shit!
I've had every big muscle
I mean,
head from every gym in the world saying I can be a
If
wrestler.
anybody can figure
Until
out how to
they
get a
get
match
taken
out
down,
of
get their
rookie
faces
year
under the
Ice
mat,
Train, it's going to be
get
Bobby.
those shoulders stretched out a little bit. You got to find out what you're made of, and I think Ice Train.
And I hate that you pointed it out because I'm not going to be able to unsee that, Jonathan. That Nick Patrick is wearing shoes that are like half white.
Yeah, my career is glorious, yeah. He's been wrestling 20 years and they're glorious. Mine have been 13 and glorious.
17, I think.
Yeah, DDP and Ice Train were close. I think DDP helped with the GoFundMe for his funeral.
By Ice Train.
Very well done. See how he has the wrist pinned? See, a lot of guys just grab the wrist. He's got the hand bent at a 90-degree angle, which negates anything Bobby can do. This guy has been doing his homework. I guess T-Bolt has been telling him what to do. Good strength by Bobby.
Oh, Bobby rules, by the way. If you didn't know, Bobby Eaton's a great wrestler. He is doing so much here to try and get a match out of old Ice Train.
I think I know why they call him Ice Train.
Yeah, Ready to Rumble was a DDP slander film.
I think he did hit you.
No, Nick Patrick did not wrestle by this point, even like under a mask or anything. He was fully retired. I think he just bought like really colorful, or he bought like wrestling shoes to put with the slacks that had a lot of color and a lot of white in them.
And once again, the full arm dragon twist gets Bobby out of that tie-up. And again, Ice Train working on the arm.
Bobby's got to be setting him up for something. He's got to be giving him that
Bobby's
arm
got the claw on.
Big, be working on Bobby's arm. He could snap it if the...
Exactly, Commodore Amigo.
Bobby's got to know what he's doing.
I agree with you. Great punch by Bobby. Great punch.
The right hand of Bobby.
Man, could you hear that?
Has something to say to Thunderbolt Patterson. We talked
Goofing
about
around with his old buddy Thunderbolt Patterson at
I'm
ringside.
sure watching closely Dustin Rhodes and Ravishing Rick Rude.
Ice Train is freaking huge. So big.
That airs on WCW Saturday night. You'll be watching that one closely.
Honestly, smart move to have him wrestle Bobby on TV. Bobby, great wrestler, who's going to know how to work with him. And also, not to be mean to Bobby, but he makes Ice Train look even more impressive standing next to him.
He's just got to get by Ice Train.
Dude, Ice Train and La Parka have like a dozen matches together.
One knee in the corner, and that knocks Ice Train away.
I don't know why. Like, I think they wrestled on Saturday night like 2 or 3 times, and they had a match on Main Event. They had a match on Pro. They had that match on Nitro that you talked about.
Top wrist lock applied. Bobby goes right to the midsection with a knee, and he connected that time.
He knew he couldn't hold the guy just with his strength, so he had to knock the wind out of this big Ice Train. This guy's still on his feet, though. I don't think it's Bobby.
There was a great camera shot, just everyone's butts.
And now, once again, Ice Train, as you said, without going off his feet, is back up top and taking Bobby down.
This guy's fundamentally sound. I'll have to give it to him. He doesn't do a lot, but what he does well.
Way to put him over, Terry. This guy, this babyface we're trying to get over, that you guys all love, he doesn't really do anything. But, you know. Scuffle Nobly. The great series like Nikita Magnum, Benoit Booker, Ice Train La Parka.
Take a look at our great crowd on hand. There's nothing much you can do. And Bobby tries to take a shortcut to get back up, and it works as he gets the knee right near the arm. Oh, wow. There's that right hand again, Terry. Whatever works, works.
Best punches, Bobby.
You can't go out there and say, well, I hope everybody likes me. You got to win matches. Bobby is doing what he has to do.
Beautiful.
Look at the size of Bobby's hands. They're like sledgehammers. Boy, he can hit.
And a reversal.
Hey! I think Terry got so many commentary chances because he could string together a sentence and he didn't have an accent. So people thought that he sounded good. When in reality, he was very bad at it.
Train will not go down, though. He stays up on his feet.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
And he gets Bobby up
all right.
Train was dazed.
Relatively safe.
Because he kept trying to get in, and Bobby kept keeping him off. And then finally, inevitable, he slammed Bobby down, which might have been enough for the finish. I don't know.
And
there we go. I think that's it.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. And Bobby kicks out at 3.1. Come on. Brian. Yeah, Terry's almost as handsome as Stan Lane. Fuck it. Get him on commentary, too.
portion. As we're going to take a look, this was a big win for the youngster. We're going to take a look one more time at the win by Ice Train over Beautiful Bobby.
Yeah, this guy was just too strong for Bobby. He knew what he was doing. He got him up on the top
Get
rope.
big handful of balls there. Supposed to grab the inside leg.
The young man senses victory.
But nope. Right up in Bobby's gooch.
He can't breathe anymore. Bobby doesn't know where he is. Ice Train throws him in the ropes really hard. Bobby comes off.
All of the sound effects on the Casio keyboard. That's the Ice Train song.
We got Tony at ringside right now with Ice Train and Thunderbolt.
Oh, we're going to get Ice Train and Thunderbolt Patterson promo. Hell yeah.
And yes, here on the Power Hour, the wins continue for the big man.
Yes, this is the period where Ice Train was a literal train.
All I want to say to you is just like I told you time and time again before. Now, when he beat Bobby, he beat somebody.
I hate to be crude, but is he coming? Like,
did you not tell me
those noises he's making. Come on.
Mr. P, the train told you.
Mr. P? Oh, Mr. Patterson. Okay. Like,
you got to tell me.
Thunderbolt doesn't start with P.
What I'm saying is, look at this body. Look at his body. All you got to do is be willing to look. I want to show you.
Way to turn your back to the camera, Thunderbolt.
I know how to do. I want to
There we
show
go.
you how to kick.
Ice Train versus Tugboat would have ruled.
You hear what I'm saying?
Land versus water.
Listen to me. WCW have given
Going to
you
grab your titty. Yeah, oh my, dude, he's fucking coming. This is a herbal essence commercial right here.
Ice Train is
Tony's
here.
like,
World Championship
don't get any of that DNA on me.
Power Hour still to come.
Early and Adele are an unusual couple. She takes pictures.
Oh,
he
fuck.
takes lives.
Again, the wrestling show on TBS couldn't say ass.
Starts Friday, September 3rd.
But we can air a California trailer. That's a good point. Thunderbolt did outlive Ice Train. Man, that is wild.
What was that? It's just Bart eating a Butterfinger.
Ooh, and it sounds like he's right over here.
Brad Pitt of the river runs through it because we don't know who he is yet.
Just one.
Hey, this tastes just like a dog biscuit.
Get a crispity.
Hey, Rick Steiner did that for real once. Yeah, Ice Train passed away 4 months ago, I believe.
Butterfinger.
Relatively recent. That's a good point. The California commercial is making them money. Yes. I wish I had a room where I just had a projector playing Zelda Game Boy footage at all times.
Sure, unsure, unsure. Sure, unsure.
There is no way that they didn't get like a cease and desist from MC Hammer.
Sure Solid has the most effective wetness fighting ingredient you can buy.
That was a little too on the nose.
So you're either sure or
unsure. Sure, unsure.
Is that the ambiguously gay duo?
Give your style a healthy
Here we go,
lift
Brian.
with Pantene Pro V mousse sprays and gels. Don't worry about styling damage. This is healthy. Pantene's got Pro Vitamins. Pro V means Pro Vitamins. They go into your hair. Want lift? Pro V's got it. All the lift you need, right where you need it. Get healthy style. Get healthy
Right where you
shiny
need it.
Pantene hair.
On top of your head.
Pro V mousse sprays and gels for hair so healthy it shines. You'll see.
Tonight on TBS Netflix, Godzilla teaches
And why are we
a lesson in intergalactic
advertising
diplomacy to an unfriendly visitor?
the weird-ass
Indra,
movies
the
we're
three-headed
playing in the middle of
monster.
the night?
Been at 2:50
The
Eastern,
kids
she's
watching
large and
wrestling
in
at
charge.
9 a.m.
Attack of the 50-foot
Oh, at
woman.
2:50
It's all tonight
a.m.
on
when you won't be
TBS.
awake, we're going to air Attack of the
Welcome back, and
50-Foot
we'd like to
Woman.
thank you for allowing us to share your Saturday morning with you here on the Power Hour. Great
problem.
broadcast. And of course,
Thank
we
you
want to
for
talk about
allowing me
tonight.
to talk
WCW
shit about your
Saturday
hair,
night. A lot
Eric.
of great things going on. As we
Stoned
know,
yet,
it's going
stay
to be
tuned.
Sting and Ric Flair teaming up to take on the Harlem Heat because of what happened last week on WCW Saturday night. Larry, your final thoughts on that matchup?
Thinking about it, Eric, I think Sting and Ric Flair are in for the fight of their lives. Look at Harlem Heat. Two guys starving for that top spot, hungry for success, and they know this is the road.
Somebody actually editing back there? Like they're rewinding footage. Oh my god, somebody is actually doing work back.
Extremely dangerous situation for Sting and Flair. WCW officials, I'm sure, will have extra medical staff standing by. Let's talk about the U.S. heavyweight title. Again, best of 3 matches. First
medical
round,
staff
tonight,
stand.
WCW Saturday night, Dustin Rhodes.
Not even an
Rick Rude.
entendre.
Your thoughts on this one?
Well, we've talked about the emotions involved, but let's look at the individuals. Ravishing Rick Rude. He reminds me of Charlemagne.
Okay, I can see that now. No use ticket. There's he's like wearing like a yellow shirt behind Larry. Good on them for actually like filming while work is happening.
Kind of guy Rick Rude is. He's an egotist. He wants that belt.
He's an
He'll do
egotist.
anything to Dustin Rhodes to get it.
Again, that match, best of 3 coming up first round tonight, WCW Saturday night. I want to thank Missy Hyatt.
Why?
For not
Why?
sharing what she knows about Hawk and Animal with us. Again, you can call Missy Hyatt on the hotline and find out tomorrow night.
The only way you're going to get Missy Hyatt to tell the truth is have her swear on a gold card.
Also want to thank the Godfather, Teddy Long.
Ironic considering what would come about a year and a half after this with Missy and WCW. All right, that is it for this week. Thank you so much to everybody who has stayed with me for the last 2 hours for WCW Deep Cuts Live. If you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, make sure to join us Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on Twitch for the live version. It's more fun. I actually get to respond to the chat, etc. Again, this is an Off the Grid week. This Sunday at 9 p.m. we'll be watching 2005 Memphis. It's weird, it is bad, and I cannot wait to watch it with all of you on YouTube and Twitch live this Sunday at 8 p.m. But as always, it's late, so I'm just going to get to it. As I always like to say at the end of these things, even if you don't make it to next Tuesday, just make it to next Tuesday. 7 days, that's all I'm asking. Life's hard. I certainly know it. Certainly been through the ringer myself, but y'all are one of a few reasons why I may make it to the next week. So thank you all so much. And as a wise man once said, well, you might be twice the man I am, but I have half the brain you do. All right, good night. Get some sleep.